So today I wanted to show you guys something that is the one of the larger reasons why I actually go with Unity. Number one is a lot of people don't like Unity because they realize that they have to do some scripting. Scripting is like when you're a child and you believe that the boogeyman is under your bed. He doesn't exist. That boogeyman is not real. And today, obviously, we're going to go over the fact that how easy scripting really is. Not hard at all. In fact, I'm not going to do a lick of scripting. You'll see. So, what I do recommend to everybody is simply use a chat GTP like system. Here you can see a bridge, okay? Uh, so the original bridge was using a ton of draw calls and imaging. It was really heavy in order for me to use this the way that I wanted to use it. It was just too much. So the way I cut it down was I took each one of these and I exported it. I took just one actually. I just took one and exported it as an FBX. See, there was just a square here. That was one mesh, and then a cylinder here, that was two, then a cylinder here, that was three, then a cylinder here, that was four, five, six, and then seven. So relatively, there was seven meshes and seven materials on each. So each one of these planks was having close to 14 different draw calls, and when you're having about 30 of them, that number goes really high really fast. And let's say you have 5 or 6 bridges in a scene, well, that gets a little bit too heavy. There's no reason for it. So I was taking just this one and I was making it into a mesh where it's only having one draw call for the mesh, one draw call for the texture, or for the material I should say. Now, still, I mean, that's, you can still cut it down by making this whole thing into one, but the way I'm doing it, I'd rather just do it the way that I did, obviously. So here is the main topic of uh, this entire video. So what I need to do is I have this prefab. Here's a bridge, and it's using the old system, the one that's using all the draw calls. And the thing is, it's going to take a lot of time, right? Because now I have to come over here and I just drag and drop this into my scene. Now this one matches up perfectly. This one isn't a problem. And then when you get to the very end, there's another one there that also won't be a problem because you can just grab the transform and move it on over. Now, the issue is that I didn't do a very good job with exporting the transform because, as you see, mine has a -90 on the rotation and the original does not. So I'm already kind of fighting a small issue, right? And all that, but then I have to match this one up to the old one, and I got to rotate it, position it, and I mean, man, that takes a long time, especially when there's dang near 40 of these boogers. It takes a while, right? So we want to make this easier. Oh, and not only that, but see, I had these inposts. Like, I gotta change out these inposts as well, so that takes a while. So I'm going to drop this one into the scene, and I'm going to duplicate 4 inposts because I have 4 in the scene or inside this prefab. So there's 4 inposts to replace these 4, and I'm going to say there's 39 of the planks, so I'm going to make 39 of these. There we go, there's 39. Actually, I think that'd be 40, because there's 0 as well. Because the plank last and plank first don't have a number by them. So now I have to go through every one of these and reposition them. Now that would take a long time, but here is why I say that scripting is not the boogeyman under the bed that we turned it into. Reason being is I can just make a script that's going to do all of that for me, right? And how would I do that? Well, I understand that we don't know scripting. I mean, I do, but you might not. So here is the cheat. You can go down to phind.com. That's phind.com. And what you want to do is, hopefully I have this blurred out. I'm going to try to make sure I remember to blur that out. But anyways, you go down to your account. You make an account. It's free, 100% free. You can pay, and there's some benefits to paying for the subscribed account. But you can make a answers profile. Inside that, you want to put down something like, I am a Unity developer. I don't know C# very well, or whatever you want. Just put something in there so that way Find.com can kind of understand who you are, and it'll work around that. It remembers every single time you ask a question, it remembers what you put in there. In fact, yeah, I guess I can just click on it, it'll save that. So here's what I put in mine. I put, I'm an independent video game developer using Unity software. I use C# language. Mine's pretty simple. Okay. That being said, I want to make a script. I could have done this myself, but I wanted to make a video. So this is what I did. Was I put, hello, I am looking for a script I can put on a parent's game object. It'll have two list properties, one for the old transforms and one for the new transforms. I need the new transforms to be able to take the exact position as the old transforms item by item, which I don't know, that probably could have been worded better, but it still understood it. And the rotation of the new ones have the y to be -90 and the z to be 90 and the x value to be -90 degrees minus the old transform z value. Now, the reason for that funniness at the end is because of my -90, how I export it from Blender. So, even though I sound like a complete idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about, Find reworded what I put. I don't know, I really don't understand why it does that, but that's fine, because it works. It wrote this entire script where I could just copy and paste it. And so I did that, actually. Now, I added a little bit to it because I wanted to put in these posts, and then I did this part. But it did that. I changed the value so I wouldn't get confused, the properties, I should say. But I did test it before I made any changes, and it worked perfect. That being said, you just make your script. In fact, here's what I did. I went down to the parent game object, and I went to add component and new script, and I wrote it in there. And then it's made the empty script, and I went to edit, and I just pasted it in there word for word, and it was done. But for me, since I've already done that part, here's the script right there, simple as can be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock it into place. And here's all my new ones in one spot. Okay? I didn't change any of the spots. Every one of them are just right here, all 39 of them. Move them to the new bridge. And here's all the old ones, the originals, I should say. And I'm going to move them to the old bridge, is what I put them as. And then here's the end posts. Here's the old end post that I have. And the new end post. Now the end post part is a little bit off, and that's because on every one of these prefabs they're slightly different, so I can just adjust it after this point. But I'll show you what I did. Is on theirs, I believe I'd have to hit play inside prefab mode, and it would actually do it all on its own. But for me, I went ahead and I made a context menu, is what this is called, and I put it for activate. What this will do, it went ahead and went through every single one of them and put them in place. See, watch. Yeah, you can't see it because these ones are slightly bigger, and it makes it to where you can't see them, but I'll show you by time. Yeah, you get the text saying all honestly, and all of that, but I'm doing multiple bridges because I have multiple ones that are different. So this saves me tons of time. This, now I can highlight all four of them at the same time. And I'm just going to move it down where it needs to be. Back. And now I've swapped out all the parts on this bridge almost to the exact same position as the old one. Really easy. This is why I prefer Unity. Granted, there's a lot of drama around it right now, but don't worry, that'll pass. People just don't understand. If you have any questions about the new pricing plan, I have I've done all the research for you. I'll put a link down in the description so you can go view it. But yeah, it is this simple. I highly suggest using find.com. Or, I mean, I'm sure there's others out there that are just as good or probably even better than Find. But I I am pretty darn partial to Find right now because it has never steered me wrong. Now, I mean, you can even you can even go to find.com and do things that are I store in place. I am just wanted to make people aware of how easy this is. A little bit as a gift of how much that app has really helped me a lot. Comment, please leave these and we'll try to reply questions. Let me know to help you out.